Hi and welcome. This is my June review for Aquarius Sun sign and Aquarius rising. We're looking at the Black Moon Nilus at the start of this month because it's very much featured during the whole month. The Black Moon has now moved into a new sign and a new house. It's in Cancer, and the shadow it casts in Cancer is over abandonment, the fear of abandonment. So it's a good time over the next year to work on your independence so that you're not so dependent on others. Now, the Black Moon's in the 6th house for you, and this is going to be a reworking of things connected with the 6th house. So it could be that you want to change your health and diet routines, maybe that you need to look after yourself a little bit better under this transit. Also with your everyday work, your everyday routines, and maybe you want to bring in changes to do with that, and you'll find that by this time next year, when the Black Moon moves again into a new house, that things would have changed drastically. Now we start this month with a square from Mars to the Black Moon. So this means there will be frustrations and things coming up to the surface, feelings coming up to the surface of dissatisfaction. So maybe that you're thinking, oh, I'm going to change my job, I'm going to change my diet, I'm going to change my fitness routine. Any one of those things could be under the spotlight now. And Venus is there to help you, because Venus makes a positive aspect to the Black Moon, and Venus allows you to realign yourself with how you should be, your true path, so to speak, so that you can get yourself back on track. On the 3rd we have Mercury going station direct. Now Mercury has been retrograde for the last 3 weeks in your 4th house, so there may have been some hold-ups, some delays going on, especially centred around the home area, and now it's time to mull over what you've learnt during the retrograde period and ground that knowledge and information and put it to good use. And Saturn will help you do that, because Saturn makes a square with Mercury, so there's a good time to use the practical structured side of Saturn to ground those ideas and start putting them into practice. Now also we have an aspect from Neptune, so just be sure that you look at things in the clear light of day and not become fall foul to any illusions. Then on the 4th we have Saturn going retrograde himself. This is going to be for 4 months. He's already gone retrograde once in Aquarius in your 1st house, so it's time to perhaps revisit things. Maybe things you kind of thought about in the last retrograde period, now you need to really concentrate on and think cleverly about. Because in the 1st house, Saturn retrograde is about you defining yourself, you balancing yourself out, so that you have the serious side balanced with the humorous side. That you focus on a good direction in life that you can use to follow over the coming months and years. Also on the 4th we have a conjunction between Pallas, the asteroid, and Uranus. Now we can always expect some dramatic social change when these two come together. And if your Sun or any other planet for that matter is around 16 degrees Aquarius, or if you have planets around 16 degrees of Taurus, Scorpio or Leo, then you could be directly personally involved in this social change. The other thing about Pallas is that being in the 4th house, it's very good for problem solving within the home area. I know it's not good to take work home, but if you have got problems at this point of time, there's a good opportunity for you to solve these problems in the comfort of your home environment. Now on the 5th we have a fantastic aspect between the Sun and Chiron. This allows your artistic side to come through, because the Sun in the 5th house, Chiron in the 3rd house of the mind, so it could bring forth great ideas. And it could be as well, this could help you with any past loss or traumas, and you could use this energy to channel into your creative area. On the 9th we have Mercury making an aspect to Pluto's in your 12th house. It's a time when you can dig deep within your unconscious. See if you can dig deep enough, see what you can discover, because you may discover some things that will help you greatly going forward. Then on the 11th we have maybe some unexpected events around the home area, because Venus and Uranus come together in that 4th house. And it could be that also you need to bring some excitement, generate some excitement in the home area. On the 14th we have our full moon. The full moon is in Sagittarius, so it's a fun-loving, exciting, freedom-loving full moon. But also, being in your 11th house, it's time to take on new ideas, take on new dreams, new goals, network with people, engage with people, so you can stimulate each other and have some fantastic, exciting new ideas coming to the fore. This is what this full moon's all about. It's leaving the past behind and looking for some more adventure and looking for excitement with others, whether it's with friends, groups or colleagues. This is a time to branch out and take a little bit of a calculated risk or a leap of faith. We also have a conjunction between Mars and Chiron on the same day. So again, we look back at the Sun aspect to Chiron. It's a good time to motivate yourself from your past traumas and fears and losses, and to drive yourself forward using that energy from the past. On the 15th we have a Sun positive aspect to Saturn in that first house. Remember, Saturn's retrograde. This is a time for subtle changes within your personality, and it's time to just implement them slowly. Don't run before you can walk. Implement things slowly within your existing structure. On the 16th we may have some major changes coming, because we have a triple conjunction between Pallas, Venus and the Moon's North Node. This is all happening in your 4th house of the home, so there could be changes, events happening around the home. So it could be something unexpected, but there will be opportunities. So make sure, whether it's coming through Venus or Pallas or through the Moon's North Node, that you look at these opportunities and give them your time, and maybe take up the best ones. On the 18th there's a square between Venus and Saturn, which will allow you to take stock of your life, see where you are at this moment in time, and then you can decide what you're going to do going forward. There's also an aspect between Venus and Neptune, so make sure that you take off your rose-coloured spectacles and don't use them when you're analysing your life. The other aspect on the 19th is from Jupiter to the Black Moon Lilith. Now this will give you the confidence and maybe the initiative now to make some changes within your daily routines, your health, your diet, your exercise, so that you can start to put things into practice and become a healthier, more rounded person. We also have Jupiter making an aspect to Mercury, which will allow you to plan these things and maybe put down some things in writing that you are going to change. This will help to bring them forth. On the 21st we have our summer solstice. This is the day when summer begins and marks the end of spring, but also it's the day when the sun is highest in the sky and moves into Cancer. Venus makes an aspect to Pluto on this day, so emotions will be very intense. Pluto's in that 12th house of yours, so these emotions will be coming out from the unconscious. And then Venus on the 23rd moves into Gemini, and this is your 5th house, so she will expect over the next few weeks some fun and excitement, some social gatherings and some summer fun. On the 27th there's an aspect between Mars and Saturn. Mars is in your 3rd house, so Saturn's structure will help Mars to organise and plan today, so this is good. It's not a high energy transit, but it is a good one for organisation. Also we have a Mercury Chiron transit on the same day, and this is good for talking to others, for communicating and to discuss things, maybe things that have happened in the past, your hurts, your fears, your traumas. Talk about them now with others. You might find you attract like-minded people to you, and they also have had similar situations. Then on the 28th Neptune goes retrograde, our 2nd planet to do so this month, and while Neptune's in that 2nd house of yours retrograde, you can work on your value system. You can improve the way that you handle the material world, and maybe bring an element of the spiritual side into your everyday life. It is a great day on the 28th because we have a fantastic aspect between the Sun and Jupiter. Now this gives you a lot of confidence. This is a day when you could take on the world, but just be aware that you don't want to be too overconfident because you can get tripped up, so to speak. But then now the Sun is in the 6th house. This is the time to apply yourself to work. This is good for any business, any new projects, and it's very good financially as well. So it's time to knuckle down and really achieve on a day like today. We also have an aspect to Venus from Jupiter, so this is great for relationships as well. So you'll be able to get on well with people today, and you'll be able to work well with others. To end the month, we have on the 29th our new moon. Now the new moon is in Cancer, so it's about connecting with the past, connecting with your roots and your heritage, and honouring it, but then moving forward into the future. The new moon's about starting new things, new projects, so this is in your 6th house. So again, we're looking at health, diet, fitness, all those regimes. It's time to put new ones into practice. You've got 2 weeks now with this new moon to really fire yourself up and move things forward. This is not just an ordinary new moon, there is a triple conjunction going on here as well, because we have the Sun, the Moon and the Black Moon Lilith all together. Now this marks the end of a cycle and the start of a new one as well, because every year the Sun comes around and does a conjunction with the Black Moon Lilith, and this is like a mini rebirth. All the things you've been working on in the past year come to fruition now, and now you can see when the Sun shines his light on the Black Moon that all the things that you need to do over the coming year, all the things you need to work on will be highlighted to you, and then you can start working with all these aspects ready for the new you to emerge. Thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed the June review. If you have, please subscribe, and if you'd like to leave me a comment, I'll be glad to hear from you.